This is our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. We're going to drop this intro silently. And yes, we're at the shop, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, East Los Angeles. Bro said we could go live as long as I promote the shop. All right, here's our countdown. And notifications are out. Hope everyone's having a good day. What is it? Thursday? Are we at Thursday? Yep. The 22nd of January 2026. We got someone in here. Blazer, what up, bro? Don't worry, we're dropping the intro with no audio at the moment. I was trying to, a couple things. I layered over some music over the intro here because I get a copyright strike for playing it, but it doesn't affect the channel. I don't know if you've gotten any of those notifications before for using music. And there's Dragonfly creeping in. What's up, Dragonfly? Whoops. And then I noticed the intro cuts off there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But cool, the camera's activated. Studio's up and going. What's up, y'all? What up, Gerald? Midwest Night Watchers in the house. Yeah, we got bro in the shop here so we could stream comfortably while he's here. But we're still on duty. That doesn't mean we're off duty or anything. Double duty, streaming and running the shop. You know, sometimes we get a flood of people and we need more than one person. And that's always good when bro and I are here together. We could tag team the customers and handle that business. What up, Genocide? You know, we were hanging earlier. Where was it? BMR? I think he was streaming. Yeah, he was streaming this morning. Thought I seen you there, Genocide. Happy rising to you. It's 2 o'clock here now, though. And there's Roger. What's up, Roger? Always good to see you, brother. Roger's always cruising the YouTube streets. And he's on X, too. Actually, on X, I just got a couple of notifications. One is an old one I'm going to bring up. Our buddy Rowdy Kelly from the Bluff Creek Project. I seen Bigfoot and Beyond had posted they were going to do an interview with him, and I haven't kept up with it. I don't know if they're... how do we listen to them? They cut down their YouTube channel. I used to listen to the shows there. I guess you got to go to their website, maybe. You got to figure that out. PNW Rush, what up, bro? And cool video. You're always dropping cool videos, and you're always out there, out in the field, you know, testing things, checking on cameras. I love it. And I appreciate you bringing us along. And there's Chiro Sounds. What's up, Chi? Yes, we are live. And yeah, we got a little bit of Bigfoot news, so we'll get into that. What else is popping? I hear there's the country's supposed to get hit with a crazy cold storm or what's going on out there? We got a little sprinkle of rain this morning. They're like, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. And it's like the Almighty just sneezed on us out here. It's been gloomy. But yeah, no major rain in this area. But I hear it's going to get cold out there. Bumping in the Night Monster, what up? And I just got a message from Tate Hieronymus. I don't know what he was responding to, so we'll keep an eye out for him. He might jump in the chat here. And in case anyone's interested, let's see. We're going to try this again. We'll give it a shot. Why not? We'll give the stream a twist here, see what happens. We've been testing this out, trying to see if anyone will jump on with this. We're going to do the invite. And let me take away this. I think that should work there. Oh, let me take these cookies away from the link. Removing cookies. And there it is. I'm posting the link in case anyone wants to jump on while we're live. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit, and we're gonna read off a couple reports. Yes, so North Carolina back up on the scene. We just read a report recently. And hello from Coos Bay, Oregon. Right on. Yeah, what up to all my Oregonians? We get several Oregonians in here. Much love to y'all. Washington, repping Washington. We got the West Coast repping in here. That's what's up. And what else? What else is going on? Yeah, there's yesterday we mentioned, or the last stream we mentioned, a couple of Bigfoot movies possibly coming out for 2026. And I did find a couple of trailers. Maybe we'll check those out. But let's see. Gerald's on. All right, hang on. Let's see, Gerald. Boom, studio. Oh, darn. You know what I should have done is that echo cancellation thing. Let's see if I could do that, but I don't see anyone backstage right now. Maybe Blazer was edging Gerald to jump on or something, but I'll keep an eye out in the studio here in case someone jumps on. And last time when Bigfoot Fades did jump on, I did see a notification, but let's see if I could cancel the echo thing. All right, echo cancellation is on. All right, so it must have stayed on from the last time I turned it on. Fingers crossed. All right, and no pressure to jump on, folks. It's all good. I just thought we'd make it a little exciting. See if anyone wants to show up here. Anyway, let's get into. We've been checking the weather because it's a thing we want to get used to, especially for you Bigfooters, Squatchers, people who go out into the field. And so we've been checking our local weather here. Whoops, that didn't work. Let's try that again. There it is. So for you heads in SoCal, well, actually, we got some NorCal weather up there too. So kind of goes from Northern California on the side there, and then but that's our Boyle Heights 64 for today. And yeah, we want to get used to doing this, especially when you go out into the field, right? Check the weather, make sure you have your gear. Let me get out of this. How did I get into this? I put myself in a weird box. Get out of here. Give me a second. Let's see. I think this might be it. Nope. Well, all of a sudden, the screen's looking like this. That's fun. Anyway, we'll keep rocking. Anyway, maybe I'll pop out of it somehow. And we'll go like this. And I'm keeping an eye out in the studio as well in case anyone pops in. And let me go ahead and pull up the stream on the monitor here because that's been helping quite a bit. Hopefully we could pull it up. We have been able to so far, and there it is. Cool. And I'm going to have a look also on the monitor to see if things change because the screen kind of changed for me here. And it's wanting to throw me off, but it's all right because we're still on and we could make this happen. Here we go. There I see, what up, Alan and Sharon? And I see BMR up in here. Good stream today, BMR. Always rocking the streams out there. Looking for the big guy. It's been a while. What up, Poncho Zorch? And so, yes, let's see here. Bigfoot Mapping Project. My favorite site so far for Bigfoot reports. And I see quite a few people using it out there, which is super cool. And the last one we read was out of I guess Blazer would be the closest person to there. I know Duke from World Bigfoot Radio also is in Montana. I don't know what part. Look how huge Montana is. But we read this last report that's along the Idaho border. So that's now blue since it's been up a few days. But if you check over here, and yeah, there's a blue one here. So we read this one the other day. It was on the border of let's see. So it's North Carolina. And I should know this state here. South Carolina. Right? And then so we got a new one here. This green dot. Yeah, the green ones are the fresh ones. I like them green. Nice and green. Where's Hillbilly Herb at? He should have some greens with him. He usually comes through and shares in the chat. Blows some clouds. And it's always fun to have him. Maybe we'll summon him. And what up? We have Todd in the house. Bigfoot Wilderness Research. Salute to you, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's been a minute since we chatted. And y'all go check him out. He's got a channel, and he when I'm not at Bluff Creek, he is. So he's our eyes up in the Bluff Creek area, Humboldt County, Trinity, all the areas we love talking about. Bigfoot Wilderness Research in the chat there. Check them out. And they've found some interesting stuff in the past. They've been featured on STM as well, like BMR. And yeah, really good to hear from them. Let's see, here we go. So North Carolina, and this is going to be interesting. I did take a peek. I did not read the report, but I looked at the area just to see what was around there. And this is going to ring bells for people. So heads up. Don't run for the border yet. So this is 1526. So very recent, the report this year and this month, 10:32. I like how they got that 2 in PM. Height 6'8", about 6'8". So this person must be pretty good with either documenting or must have a good eyeball for height and time, but no vocalization. And it says, I was walking up this trail coming back from a 5 to 6 hour fishing trip. Fun. Did you catch fish, or were you just catch and release, or just fishing? I've learned the difference between fishing and catching fish, folks. There is a difference, and I love both. I pack my stuff up and walk away from the pond, heading back to my car. While I'm walking, I see a big footprint in the mud. Wow. I didn't think much of it at the time. I continued to walk and seen another print. Yikes. And interesting and exciting. Oh, man. As I made my way back to the car, I hear leaves rustling. So I look to my left. I seen a furry, milk chocolate colored. Wow, what a description. Milk chocolate. I don't think we've heard that one yet. 6'8" thing. And there's the thing again. We were hearing that, what was it, about two or three streams ago. And from different websites, different data sources. And that particular stream, they were mentioning the thing. Who remembers that? Anyone remember that? And give me a second. Let me know if anyone's backstage also. If anyone did jump on. Don't say I didn't give you an invite. What up, Gnome Drew? Brother Andrew. Gnomes and trucking in the house. Where you at, brother? He's always zipping around the country. And we got to give it up to our truckers out there who do their thing so we could do ours and receive our things. And much love to you, bro. You know, my pops and his partner are they're both truckers. Yep. Not long haul though, but they drive trucks. They have their own trucks, and so yeah, I have a thing for truckers and trucks, and that's a whole interesting world there. So 6'8" thing. It was walking kind of bent over and breathing heavily, As soon as I encountered it, it took off. Wow. Did you see any young Bigfoot? No. Footprints, yes. Wood knocks, no. Color, milk chocolate, baby. Yoo-hoo. And aren't they known for, what is it, Yahoo? They do the Yahoo. They probably do Yoo-hoo too. Maybe it's a sexy Bigfoot like Patty. Yoo-hoo. Watch out. So cool. Fresh report there, North Carolina. And so I had to take a closer look. Let's drop the man here. And let's see. The Bat Mom. How you doing? Pyromedic. Welcome on in. Gloves and texting don't mix. Hiram, Utah. Jobs plant. I'm waiting on an Omaha steaks load to go home. Yeah. Hope you make it home. And right away, as we're dropping the man here, bells should be ringing. Red flag should be going up. So this national forest here, yes, you could see where the green dot is a little north of this national forest. And I wonder if the national forest is actually part of where this report is coming out of, but it's and I know people have been trying to keep it low key. Recently, Jessica Jones was out this way. And I know a couple of the people, one I'm becoming good friends with so far, and it's super cool over on TikTok as well. Salute to MK Ultra. I know he's been out that way as well. Hellbent Holler. They've been out this way, and apparently a whole lot of other people. So they've been trying to. I don't know if they're trying to keep it low key, but they're just like maybe trying to. Maybe some stay away, but they did do some investigating. There were some STM documentaries. Excuse me. I was having a session earlier, 420 session before 420. Why not? Yeah, some documentaries. So I got to get a look at this area. And again, the Cryptid Huntress was just out that way. What else has been coming out of here? Read that recent report, which was a little further south of here, but just north of the Uwharrie National Forest. We got to keep it low key, right? Uwharrie National Forest. Uh-huh. So it's just out there. So they said Finding Bigfoot had maybe originally blown it up. And I don't know, it's not their fault. Maybe, I don't know how they would hook up to go to places like that, but someone must have been wanting to get this information out there. And I did see that episode. That episode actually played here in the shop recently. We have the big screen and we play stuff. And that episode of Finding Bigfoot, I believe they were, I heard something about the Uwharrie. So it must have been that episode that people talked about that maybe blew it up, after that, because it was all over wherever they were playing Finding Bigfoot. It's like mainstream, hitting the mainstream. And I know Patrick Noble, I believe, is out in North Carolina. And let's see here. Bigfoot Dwarf, have you ever had a chance to listen to that guy? Is called from North Carolina about the thing that jumped into the back of his pickup truck. And he said it wasn't human. Yeah, it was making the rounds recently. And I know several channels out there featured it. And Todd says, we like the milk chocolate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was out of this area too, or North Carolina. So, and even last year, I remember reading some Bigfoot reports coming out of, it was either north or south, the Carolinas for sure. And so it's interesting that this report, like I said, I'm not sure the nearest town I think is Seagrove. Let's drop the man a little further there. I see a Highway 73 and the town of Seagrove there. Interesting. And so there that is. And again, if you want to check out the other report from North Carolina, we did, I think I want to say it was maybe two or three streams ago, not too long ago, as this blot, this little dot is still blue. This blot is still blue. This dot is still blue. So it wasn't too long ago. And let's see if we could skip on over. So I was like, interesting. What else do we have around here? So we're gonna take a look right away. I looked up over on the BFRO, and I believe it's, what is it? Is it Randolph or Rudolph County where Seagrove is? I looked up the county, and I was searching for anything else out of that county, and I did see these. Oh, Randolph. There we go. Randolph County, North Carolina. And there are a couple of reports, actually, January. And interesting, because that last report was in January. Let's see if it says a date here. The last one was on the 5th, I think it said. So same month, but yet this is out of 2013, and it's a Class B sighting. And the title says here, so take them notes. We've been taking notes of months and areas and stuff. And yeah, I do have the map. We'll talk about the map in a minute. I got a map behind me. We've had a couple people send in their locations where they've had some sort of encounter or sighting, and we're starting to put pins on the map there. Not just yet, but, and I'm Blazer, I got your IG message with the info. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And Sweetly Morbid Bear, I don't think she's in the chat now, but she's also shared her location, which was Ruth Lake. So we'll be pinpointing. I gotta still finalize a few things for the map, and we're just gonna have fun with that. And again, the map's gonna be all, it's gonna be all over the place. Bigfoot. We're gonna try and revamp the missing 411 map somehow. Try to add some of the new reports we've heard and stuff. So I think that should be good. But again, we're just having fun, not a serious project. We're going to see how it goes. Maybe we'll get help from others. And let's see here. Andrew says also was at another trucking company when I was at a Cargill mineral mine in Georgia, about 2 to 5 miles away from the Uwharrie National Forest in North Carolina. Yeah, so I looked up also the Uwharrie because I've been hearing a whole lot from there and from different sources. And I seen that it touches into Randolph County as well. So that's why I was asking if this report was, or if the Uwharrie, the parts that go into Randolph County were including where this report was. It'd be interesting to find that out. But we could read these reports. Hopefully, if they're not too long, let's see. Because there are a few other databases that I looked up for reports in the general area as well. So let's see what this says here. Oh yeah, it's quite a long one there. So we won't get into all that. Let's see. If it were Class A, then maybe I'd push for it. So let's check the other one out right quick. And I'll decide. Maybe we will read it. Can we go back? Yes. So this one's August. So this one's the year before, but in August, it says motorists have a possible late night sighting outside All right, here we go. Seagrove. There we go. That's what we want to read right here. So we noticed that the Bigfoot Mapping Project report, when we zoomed in, was very near the town of Seagrove. And here we got a 2012 report, Class B report at a Seagrove. So report 42580, Class B, submitted by witness on Sunday, November 10th. Like those dates. 2013, a motorist have a possible late night sighting outside Seagrove. Damn, what's popping at Seagrove? Season summer month was August. Date the 17th, North Carolina, Randolph County. Location details: I was coming from Seagrove city limits on Ridge Road. It was about a mile from city limits in a patch where there are woods on both sides of the road, right as you round a curve. And that's another note to take, is that we've heard that quite a bit, is like, yeah, right when you hit those, either a switchback or like some sort of curve on the road, you want to pay attention at those points, because it seems like a lot of reports, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Bigfoot. It could be some other cryptid or paranormal thing, or wildlife, or even a person. So watch out. Boulder, never know. Vehicle, gotta watch out with those blind spots like that. And it says nearest town, Seagrove. Shout out Seagrove. Anyone with any reports near Seagrove, let us know. Observed, it was mid-August on 2012. Me and my wife was driving around that night like we did a lot. On our way back to the house, we rounded a curve on Ridge Road in Seagrove, North Carolina, when my headlights landed on a dark brown black creature on two legs walking into the tree line. The creature had to be at least 7.5 feet tall, and I would guess about 500 pounds plus by the width. It was a fast visual, but me and my wife both saw it. I have seen my father-in-law on the side of the road a few times. What the hell is he doing? He stands 6 feet 4 inches. Whoa. And the creature I saw was more than a foot taller and a lot wider. Yikes. Was it a Sasquatch? Sounds like it. Also notice my mother and father-in-law live on Ridge Road, and there has been a few days where we hear so it says a loud howl. Not, see, that's why I get thrown off with these things. I think he meant a loud howl that sounds nothing like coyotes or anything else in the area. Other witnesses, there was 2 witnesses, me and my wife. We had been driving around like we normally do when we saw it. Time and conditions, it was around 1 or 2 a.m. and it was a dark night and clear. New moon at 11:55. There's some other AM rain. No illumination. My eyes tripping over here. Clear PM, high temp of 86, low of 62. Let's see. And then, of course, so Larry Sidwell did the follow-up investigation. And usually we don't read those. But if you're interested, feel free to dive in. And hopefully someone out there listening is interested in these reports we're reading from the area. And what's Blazer saying? 222. And Andrew saying seems like more and more as each day goes by, there more and more cryptid sightings. I swear these things are following me and my truck everywhere I go. So Andrew's getting chased by cryptid. So we'll be praying for you, brother Andrew. Make sure you get those deliveries in. And then what else? Let's see. So that's BFRO there. I had to check Bigfoot Society. So here we are. All right, U.S. Marshal Fugitive Task Force, and there's a live video that's a citizen app notification, if you heard that. Wild speed chase last night, San Jose. Yeah, it got fatal up there. Corvette involved, carjacking, and then last night here in Orange County, horrible speed chase. You know, we cover speed chases here. There was no broadcast of those. I got a notification of a speed chase in our neighborhood, just right over the hill. there was no live on that either, so we weren't able to broadcast any of those chases. But the one in Orange County, yeah, ended up being fatal. Yeah, horrible mess. It was all bad. Anyway, back to the reports here. Let's see. How can I make this readable for me? Here we are, Bigfoot Society. Shout out to Jeremiah. He's been going live over on on TikTok, taking in live reports from people. It's super cool how he's been doing it there, and hopefully we could do something along those lines using TikTok Live. We're supposedly on TikTok Live now, but I know we are live on other platforms. So shout out to you if you're watching from there. And come on through if you'd like to chop it up with folks. The YouTube chat is pretty deep right now, and we're very welcoming. We don't bite. At least most of us don't. Insanity spreading the common cold, says Alan. So I am keeping an eye on the chat here. And so here we are again, still in the Uwari, as you can see there. And according to the Bigfoot Society database, there is a couple of reports there we could take a look at. And then I'm going to zoom out slightly. And there is another report up this way. There are, up here as well. But let's see, so there's, I believe it's Ashboro. So Seagrove right here. This is the area we've been focusing on. And no, the Uwari doesn't look like it goes into Seagrove there. So that answers that question. But it's close enough. Maybe Bigfoot's trying to get out of the national forest and head over some other way, crossing that 74. And these reports are smack dab in the Uwari. So this one, Uwari National Forest, North Carolina, witness states that while bow hunting alone, which is, they say bow hunters are the main ones to go missing 411 when it comes to the hunters genre there, right? Bow hunting alone in the heavy fog during the early 1990s, something massive jumped off a 7-foot bank behind them with a deep guttural grunt, shaking the ground, suspecting more than a deer due to the vibration and vocalization. Yeah, wow. Date early 1990s, episode 914 over on Bigfoot Society. Interesting. So that one's straight out of the Uaris. So how do you pronounce this one? Mount Gilead? Gilead? Gilead. Gilead. How many more ways can we pronounce this? Hopefully one of those was right. And it says here, Mount Gilead. I'll pronounce it like that. I've been known to pronounce things, in my own way, and a lot of times it's funny. So feel free to laugh. I don't mind. Yeah. Witness's father saw red-eyed. Red-eyed. They're going Bigfoot with them red eyes again, twisting trees, bro. Puff, puff, pass. The Dutchie on the left-hand side. I think my brother's over there keeping an eye on like gold and silver and stuff. I got a little piece on me here. So yeah, if you got any silver, come talk to bro. He might be interested in your silver. And gold. So it says red-eyed, 8-foot tall creature that moved without disturbing the forest. Yeah, it's amazing how they could do that. They could either be loud as heck, which you would expect, right? But then they could be silent and moving like they're skiing or floating, moonwalking forwards. So no disturbance of forestage, and emitted a terrifying sound. Yikes. What was it? Did it sound like this? Oof. Another man reported mutilated coyotes and a large creature sitting in the woods. Date unspecified members only episode. And shout out to all my members. I noticed there's a few more members that have been added to the channel here. So much love to you all. We can't throw our virtual hearts, but here's some hand hearts there. And yeah, so you want to check it out, you could become a member over with Bigfoot Society. And some of our channels, you know, some of our peeps up in here got channels, and you could become members on their channels as well. Don't forget to support your favorite content creator, whatever you want to call whoever, whatever. Yeah. All right. So let's see. There's a couple other reports, more on the outskirts there. Let's see. This one's pretty close to. Yeah, we'll take this one right up here, very much near Greensboro, North Carolina. High Point. I like the name of that place. High Point. You know, I'd be visiting High Point. Look, High Point Theater. Can you get high at the High Point Theater? Hi, everybody. High Point, North Carolina. Truck driver. Here we go, Andrew. Gnomes and trucking. Truck driver. And out here, you know, when we used to drive by trucks, especially when we were cruising with my dad, we'd go like that for them to honk the horn. And it's always cool when they do. Let's see. Truck driver witness states he saw a tall human-faced creature standing in the road at 2 a.m. Here we go, that 2 a.m. hour. That's the other one was around 1-ish, 2-ish, near a quarry, unmoved by the noise of a semi-truck. So he must be road crossing quite a bit. Staring directly into the cab before vanishing, estimated to be over 8 feet tall. Damn. No date specified there. Episode 936. All right, North Carolina. Y'all on the scene. And shout out to all my folks out there, North or South Carolina. It's all good. And I'm sure the Carolinas are like, I don't know. How do they feel about the North and South? Y'all get along? Hopefully. And yeah, there's that. I also did peep over at the Bigfoot Encounters website. And yeah, you could go to different states there. And I don't know why I pulled up California there. Let's see. This is the one we want to share. So I did pull up North Carolina there for Bigfoot Encounters website. And it pulled up a few reports, not too many. One is Elm City, 1974. Yadin County, 1979. Cleveland County, 2010. Cleveland, Nobby. I don't know what's up with that. 2010 again. And then Nobby, 1979. So a few other reports there. And yeah, we always save some reports for later. Like even the last stream we did cover Del Norte County, California. There was a lot more reports we didn't get into from this particular database and a few others. So again, we will revisit these states and maybe we'll bring up these reports next time. But yeah, there you have it. And again, another database we've been looking at, Bigfoot, what is it called? Bigfoot Report Database. So I typed in Randolph County, North Carolina. And of course, several reports popped up. Encounters with Bigfoot-like creature by a young girl in the Uwharrie Mountains, North Carolina. So it'll bring up the Uwharries quite a bit. And it'll bring up surrounding reports. Not all will be from the specific report you looked up, but this one here, county and state, Randolph, North Carolina. So there you go. More Randolph County there. Lee's childhood encounter with Bigfoot in North Carolina, trailer park. Shout out to all my folks in the trailer parks. You know, they did a homeless cleanup here in East LA, I believe in the San Gabriel Valley as well. and there's a couple friends of ours. Yeah, they're in a, they're unfortunately in a bad situation, and we help them out quite a bit. They're friends, we take care of them when they need help. And they were interviewed on the news last night when I got home. Actually, one of them was here when we were closing up shop, and I get home about 15 minutes later, and I'm going through the phone checking for some of the local news and news going around on the web and everything. And Fox was on live, and so I checked it out really quick, and they've interviewed both of those two guys. So yeah, bummer. It looks like I don't know. They're gonna have to figure things out. And then let's see, witness explores Morrow Mountain while discussing Bigfoot sightings in the area. And that's also out of Randolph. So several more out of Randolph there, you guys. So look at that. Witness observes a tall black creature resembling a gorilla near the tree line. There it goes on the tree line again. Michael's Green's encounter with a bipedal creature in the Uwharrie National Forest. 9-year-old girl encounters Bigfoot while hiking near Baden Lake, North Carolina. Looks like Randolph County there also. Could be wrong. I don't know. That's what it says here. Or maybe that's just what I was looking up. Maybe someone will correct me there. There's Patrick Noble. What up, Patrick? York County, South Carolina report. Is there a fresh one? Says Patrick Noble in the chat. Welcome in, brother. We're reading some North Carolina. If you're just coming in, reports out of North Carolina near the Uwharrie National Forest. And let's see here. Let's hop on over to the chat. Let's see. Yeah, darn. I didn't see anyone pop in. Oh, studio. Let's see. Studio. Nobody there. All right. Darn it. Yeah, I hit something earlier. It totally changed my layout here. Let me try to mess with it again, see if I could yeah, darn it. Here we go. So for some reason I got the teleprompter on and I don't want that. How do I do that? We're gonna put on some yeah, the pressure is on, bro. Here we go. There we go. All right. I figured it out. I'm going to try and jump into the chat here, touch base. Let's see. What up, Diesel? Diesel in New Jersey. Is he in New Jersey? Maybe. Hey, Diesel, I seen that X you posted, that massive X. Huge, bro. Great find there. And I don't know if there's a video to that, but I have not seen it. I need to catch up with you. But I dropped a little comment over there. Seen that 4 days later. See, like, yeah, it's weird. Sometimes people will post stuff and I won't see it till like 2 days later, and I believe me, I stay surfing the YouTube waves. All right, BFRO, yes. We were just there. So let's go. You want to do York County? Is that your report, Patrick? We could let's see here. We could look that up. I think that's what you're trying to get me to do. And you said South Carolina, York County. So let's go South Carolina right quick. That's north. South Carolina. Boom. York County. Boom. So there's 2 reports here I see. And let's see. Let me pull this up. I don't think we didn't pull it up over here. There we go. Sir Patrick. And let me know. Did you want me to read one of? No, he says no. 7 miles away from your place. So it's not one of these reports. Maybe the first report was 7 miles away from where you are. It's not easy sometimes reading the chat and trying to make sense of what's going on, believe me. And Diesel says, yeah, let's see. Yeah, that big X was from like 2019 or so. Oh, it's a throwback. On my channel, if you search Sasquatch LA, it'll pop up. Yeah. Love it, Diesel. And salute to you, brother, always. Keep up the good work. And I'm just catching up with the chat here. What else do we got? We got a little, let's see, some Bigfoot news for 2026. I think some dude sold his whole research collection and stuff. Let's see here. Where is it? Somewhere around here. Yeah, Idaho man. Here we go. Man from Idaho. Anyone hear about this? Let's see. It's Idaho State Journal. And it says here, Idaho man sells Bigfoot collection to museum. And I heard recently, I think it was a Flash of Beauty, one of their last videos, because I know they've been doing that Olympic, what is it, the Strange Days, Olympic Strange Days, I think it is, a series also, but it wasn't one of those, but they were talking, who was it? But someone had bought someone's collection recently, and we've heard that happen, like Politis, who was it, Ray Crow's collection and research that he bought, something like that, someone out of Oregon. And it was not only Bigfoot stuff, it was like a bunch of UFO and other type of stuff too. But you hear that happening. And so I'm not familiar with this guy. And it's Fred Schuleman talks about his own encounter with Bigfoot. And it says here, Moscow. If Fred Schuleman ever felt alone in his interest for Bigfoot, he chased off that idea with one Facebook marketplace post. Attention, Bigfoot enthusiasts. So overnight, Schulerman, 60 of Moscow, earned dozens of responses to his offer to sell a collection of plaster casts of footprints from famous Bigfoot sightings and other memorabilia. He is moving to a new job in Rathdrum and simply doesn't have a place for the collection he spent the past 16 years building. Bummer. I don't know. Did wifey tell you to get rid of it? What happened? Come on, you can put it in storage. But that's cool. Some people will also let museums and stuff hold their stuff, or sometimes they'll donate stuff as well, which is super cool. And yeah, so anyone selling their stuff, my brother might be interested. We still have the vision, and we started with a couple of small things already, but it'd be cool to set up a museum here at the shop. Start off with a few small things, some even replica tracks. We've talked about this, and I got a few things myself that have been gifted to me that are pretty cool. So it's already started, and we have cases here, empty case. Some cases are empty that we could put stuff in and display some of this stuff. So if anyone interested want to display some stuff, you got some Bigfoot evidence, some sort of, look at my little vial here. Bigfoot hair. And no, they're not pubes. Or maybe they are. I don't know. Where'd they pull this? Where'd they pull this hair from? We need to find out. Maybe dude's whole idea was to collect this stuff to sell it, or to sell it like he's doing. Yeah, yep. You never know. You know, Pokemon cards are hot right now, so you know, Bigfoot items, collectibles, and stuff like that. I always keep it around. Still has the stick of gum in it too, right here. We keep other fun. Like speaking of cards and stuff. Like remember love Garbage Pail Kids, and I love the breakdowns of people. You know what they think of about it these days and stuff. But yeah, I love those cards when I was younger. And so also while we're still on the North Carolina tip, so I was getting this kind of wasn't prepared. I was like, all right, North Carolina, here we go. Right before we started going live. So we just made it happen. And so thank you, North Carolina, for producing some reports for us. And then also right after that, I got a notification over on X from STM, and they posted it's the what is it, the Boojum? Maybe Noble could tell us, Patrick Noble. The Boojum. Is it? And he's into like gems and precious rocks and stuff like that, and also moonshine, and it was interesting. And that was also, I believe, out of North Carolina. So all this flow of North Carolina stuff just hit me in a rush. Let's see. I have a lady we know that has actual cash from Bluff Creek. She keeps saying she's going to give it to me. And Glenn, yes, and the so PNW Rush has a buddy named Glenn too. I can't wait to meet him. And salute to you, Glenn, and all the other Glens out there. If you're a good Glenn, because I've heard some bad Glens out there as well. Yeah, that'd be rad, bro. But haven't gotten it yet. Yeah. Well, gotta keep reminding her and nicely, you know. Or maybe should we just push the issue and be like, can you give it to us already? That'd be super cool. And I hear there's stuff like that out there. Over shout out to Eric at the Willow Creek Bigfoot Museum, the China Flat Willow Creek Bigfoot Museum, and they have some real copies of the Patterson Gimlin cast there too. So we got to check them out. And yes, and heads up, we got someone in the shop, and it's a little weird. I'll talk to you about it later. Anyway, might have to cut this dude off. Luckily, my brother's here to back me up. My brother's screening me right now. Oh man! All right, here we go. All right, so a little news there. What else do we got? Let me just scan really quick. All right, North Carolina, we got that covered. And then we're gonna take I don't know, I guess we could take a little peek around. Oh, here. Anyone check this out? It's a Bigfoot forum. You know, anything Bigfoot, I'm all about it and want to learn more. So I haven't really checked this out, but there's this forum here. I don't know, and maybe someone could tell us more about it. Maybe some of you are in it. Is this a good place to get information? I've briefly scanned through it, and I know there's other forums and like that out there, but I haven't really tapped into them. But it looks like this one seems to be pretty up to date. And getting a phone call there. We're gonna have to cut that. I'm gonna have to call you back. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me know. And if there is some other forums out there that anyone's part of or you think we should check out, let us know. And let's see, near nuclear plant. So 7 miles from his place, near a nuclear plant, says Patrick Noble. Yes, York County. And yeah, so I don't know. So you're saying, is that a BFRO report or trying to figure that out still, brother? See, wooden knocks reported by professional forester 19 miles southwest of Charlotte, North Carolina. Boy witnessed large brown creature with yellow teeth eating grapes. All right. And if so, like we could probably set that up for next time. And you know, Patrick, I did post shared a link in the beginning. And what's up, brother? Appreciate you, man. Have a good one. Um, yeah, got gifted a chocolate. Anyone want a chocolate out there? Someone got the munchies? Um, yeah, yeah, I told you about him, bro. Yeah, it's this guy. He's a boxer and he's doing his thing. And we're supposed to do an interview. He was interested in doing it. Like he seen me doing this last time I was live, and he's like, "Oh, do you do interviews and stuff?" Well, I was like, "Yeah, but not really. You know, it's kind of a weird topic. It's not boxing." He's like, "No, it doesn't matter." He actually set up a date. He was supposed to come, and he didn't show up that day, so we didn't do it. But I was gonna have him live, have him speak about what he's doing. He's selling chocolates to help raise funds for his boxing activities and all that stuff. So shared his Instagram. My brother just checked it out as well, and yeah, he's legit. You know, trippy dude though. With little, you know. Anyway, enough respect. So Patrick, let's see. I heard, yeah, you missed earlier. Dagger spells. We were actually reporting on a milk chocolate colored Bigfoot, but now we got chocolate. I think it got maybe almonds in it. I don't know what you got in there. It feels crunchy. Anyway, I won't be. I'll be gifting that away. Anyway, we'll have a quick peek. So I think that's as far as reports, we got them in. I'm gonna have a quick look around. Let's see. Yeah, we could look at Babylon right quick. And this is live. You might be, I just seen a fast mover go by, so you might see little fast movers dashing by, and a live view. Yeah, you see that weird, funky look. Don't look too clear and clean. I think most of California is looking like that. I seen even up in Yosemite was looking like that. So I would imagine the rest of the state's probably all covered like that. Let me know. Uh and I'm tapping into the chat once again. Patrick Noble doesn't have, let's see, Noble. We need to give you a hammer, bro, and a wrench. Surprise you haven't had one. All right. Yeah, quick look at Babylon. Since we mentioned Yosemite, we'll head on out with peek at Yosemite. See if we run into any high strangeness. And yeah, I want to thank everyone for tapping in. Yeah, we're almost at the hour mark. And here's a Winona Dome. Here, let's pop that screen. And some of you may wonder why I bring up Yosemite. I mean, it's ground zero for the 411 phenomenon, right? So far. I'm sure there's maybe other places in the world we haven't discovered yet where this type of stuff is happening. But, you know, they say, yeah, Yosemite for some reason. The granite, they say. And I was just checking out. We just had a, what was it? Weird folklore of Yosemite was playing right now. We've talked about the giant mummy that you could see. I think it's a National Park Service on their website. If you go to the Yosemite section, I believe it's and they have like a section where it's like some strange things that they released that they have on file. One of them is a giant mummy that was found there, and I believe it had a baby with it. Yeah, one love, Patrick. Yeah, no, and let's figure that out. So it was, I still haven't got it made full sense out of it, but I got that there was some sort of report near where you live, about 7 miles away. I don't know if I was off of the BFRO or maybe it was your sighting. Yay, a new Smurf, says Blazer. And yeah, so this was a fun one. And thank you for hanging out with us here. And as reports come in like that, you know, fresh off the press, we'll bring them in. Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. We are open till, let's see, any events happening tonight? Checking if any events are happening. Any events this weekend are happening tonight, bro? Any events happening tonight? This weekend? No. Yeah, no events this weekend or anything. So cool. Everyone gets a break. But yeah, come on through if you want to do some shopping with us. Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Olympic Boulevard, East Los Angeles. Hey, Steve, we've got a homie coming in right now, too. Got a customer coming in. And we're just going to put out the rest of our links here in case anyone wants to touch base or support the channel. And again, thank you to all who have been supporting, members and yeah, people sharing the streams and the videos and yeah, giving us the follow on different platforms and all that. It's all appreciated greatly. Much love to you all. Y'all be safe out there. You know, it's getting wild. It's getting real wild and crazy. And yeah, if you know anyone who enjoys these types of reports, and we could do, there's the cryptid map that Jeff recently shared with us, and there's some Dogman reports out of Southern California, and we could read some of those as well. I know a lot of you like the other cryptids and stuff. Is really not Bigfoot's my main jam, and but I'm totally down to read other weird reports. You know, we do get into the whole UFO thing here. I have not been sky watching too much lately, but I still keep an eye out. And we have plenty of footage to go through with weird anomalies popping up and stuff like that. And so, yeah. And thank you, Roger. Appreciate you, brother. You always remind those to smash that thumb up. It helps. Make sure your bell is on, your notification bell. And we'll catch you on the rebound. So we'll be here holding it down at the shop. Any reports, any interesting news coming in that you'd like to hear live here on the show, or maybe you want to jump on with me next time, let me know. Drop me a message. Leave us a message. And as always, there's stuff I'm forgetting, and we could talk for, hours. But we're going to let class out now, and y'all have a good rest of the evening. And we're gonna try and hit our outro here. Let's see, let's do it like that. Boom. Thank you, Yosemite Conservancy. And here we go. I think we could do this. There's our medium. Some notifications coming in, and where's our outro at, bro? Trying to find it. And it's funny because this stuff's been changing up here. Can't find my it's weird. So I got these little pads just like on my audio interface here or my drum machine. Even my mixer has a bunch of pads right here. But let's see, I can show you. Can I show you my audio interface right here? But it's a virtual one, and for some reason, and it's got little videos, different things that I have uploaded. And I have my outro and intro. And for some reason, it's something that's been happening now, but all the different little squares, the pads have been like being scrambled actually live so now I got to find my outro and I can't. And as soon as I zero in on something, it moves again. So this is weird. It's all good. We'll find it. Maybe. All right, here's outro. Oh, there it is. There we go. Let's see. I think this is it. Here we go. We'll just put our volume up this time because we turned it down during the intro. And now it got scrambled again. Here you are.